If you are experiencing foundation issues, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
We are joined this morning by Randy Caine and Yebbi Copeland, and we've got a big golf event coming up, and this thing is just taking wings and flying higher than ever before, Randy.
It's our 6th annual, and it's actually 1 month from today, May the 15th, Sylacauga Country Club, and we're excited about it. Last year we had such a turnout, we actually couldn't play everybody. So this year we're going to have 2 tee times, 8 o'clock and 1 p.m. and more to come on that. But yep, we've been very fortunate, and Coach Fawcett and the team over there has done a great job to help us promote this, and we've been very successul the last few years.
I must say, you've added some beauty
Absolutely.
to the event this year.
I haven't lost my total touch yet.
I'll pay you in a minute, Jerry.
Yebbi, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you with us. Now, how are you plugged into this?
I'm going to be their guest, I guess local celebrity guest. But Randy asked me to come to talk about Harmon Mims' studio and the photographs that I've been preserving, and I have on my page. I have a Facebook page.
Now, she's gone back, and you can't see this, but she's gone back in the archives,
She sure has.
ages of time, and pulled out some pictures that
handsome
we
man.
thought would never be shown in real life.
This one here was at the boys club. Coach Brooks let us come in and teach a few karate lessons to some kids that went there, and I haven't seen this in years. So
This
to get your
one
autograph.
was on our baseball team. Buck Howard was the manager, and he was ruthless too.
Oh, he was.
He was ruthless, and his son Terry is standing right beside me, and I knew not to move too much because
he made you look better.
Yeah, that goes back a long, long way. And how long have you been in photography?
Well, now, as far as photography, I'm just dabble in photography. But now my granddaddy, I worked at his studio from the time I was like 12 years old until I went to college. So he taught me a lot about the process of photography. He was the talent, and my grandmother was too. But I was in the background, doing the retouching and printing and framing and that sort of thing.
Well, let's talk golf.
Well, first of all, let me kind of follow up with what Yebbi was saying. I was like hundreds of people seeing the photos he was posting on Facebook, and I would remember their faces, but I couldn't remember names. So as she would post things, and there we were, or our group, or whoever from a prom, and I thought back, when we were kids, this guy was walking around with a camera. He was everywhere. He was at the prom, he was at a ball game, Little League baseball and all that. And then I'm channel surfing at home. I'm looking for a ball game. And there is Yebbi talking to Mandy Cantrell on the library. So I listened to the story. I was going on to the ball game, but I thought, let's connect the dots. So I thought this would be just an absolute great thing to do for Yebbi to come to our golf tournament, be our special guest, and bring the history of Harmon Mims with all these connections, because we are getting older and we love memories, So, and not everybody that comes there is playing, so they're just kind of hanging around. So I thought this would be terrific, because then when I called Yebbi and I learned some things that I didn't know, when I was elected the alumni president, I did my homework on Avondale, Comer, so somebody asked me a question and I hope I got an answer. But then I just said, this has got to come together here because so many people love this history. And so Yebbi's going to be our special guest at the golf tournament, May the 15th.
And there'll be people there that can connect the dots with a lot of these pictures.
Exactly.
That's, to me, the beauty. I've been doing the Facebook page since 2015 and scanning pictures since then. But the beauty of it, I love looking at the pictures, but the stories that people share on the page, I've learned a lot about this town, myself, that I didn't know from the stories that people are telling about.
When you started this, did you ever think it would get as large as it's gotten?
No, actually, I just did it because I was afraid that the pictures would be destroyed. A lot of them had been, and so I just wanted to preserve the pictures to start with. And then I thought, well, this might be nice to share them with people because a lot of the folks, I didn't know who they were. They were just pictures. And so that's how it started. I just started sharing them to see if people knew who these folks might be, and then it went from there. But I've actually had 2 pages since the beginning. One was an open page, and then I stopped that and started a closed page. So it's just us members that are on the page, and people can join, and nobody else is looking at what we're saying. It's just a way for me to protect my grandfather's legacy, basically. So,
Randy, the purpose of the golf tournament?
Well, when we formed 6 years ago, it was basically starting off to raise funds for the athletic department. Since Coach Overton retired many years ago, Comer programs kind of declined a lot. And so they hired Coach Battles a few years ago and got things excited again. And then they hired Coach Adam Fawcett. Now, I get emotional about this one because he has done a remarkable job. So we had to step up our game to help the program. And we've raised over $100,000 in 5 of the 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah, this is not, we're not talking nickels and dimes. We've raised a lot of money. And it's because of the community, the support. And we've had as much support from all the schools, actually. The Aggies, the Fayetteville, Childersburg, we've even had football players from the University of Alabama come back and play in our tournament. And then last year when we couldn't play everybody because we weren't prepared for that, we're doing a little bit different. And then since Comer and Sylacauga do not play each other in football on Friday night, last year I planted the seed with both coaches at that time. Why don't we have a Marble City Classic golf tournament? And so that's kind of went from there. Now Sylacauga's got a new coach. I've met him, Rob Carter. What we're going to do this year is Coach Fawcett's got a team, Coach Carter has a team. And that's going to be the 2 teams for the Comer, Sylacauga, Marble City Classic. Everybody else will play like they normally do with their teams and so forth. And then we'll have a Marble City Classic champion out of those 2 groups. And
will those 2 coaches play as well?
Yep, both coaches. Both of them play golf, and I've talked with both of them to get to playing, and they're said, yep, we're all in. Let's do it. And then I guess because I think Coach Fawcett was on your program. There, for those that don't know, Comer and Sylacauga will play each other in football May the 21st, I believe it is, on Friday night in the spring game. So we're kind of planting a seed here to get back to the original Friday night Sylacauga Comer Marble City Classic, and I'm hoping this is just the first step to get to that point. Sylacauga's 5A, Comer right now is 2A, but you got to build somewhere. You got to start somewhere, and that's our hope.
Yebbi, your grandfather shot a lot of pictures from the Marble City Classic down through the years, I bet.
He did, and I don't know if you know this, but he was the first band director for the B.B. Comer High School. He went from Mignon School to B.B. Comer, and he was Avondale Mills band director too. But of course, he and Fess Simpkins were big friends. They were friends for years and years, and Fess was Sylacauga. But of course, Granddaddy gave up the band for the photography once it started taking off like it did. But then my dad was quarterback at B.B. Comer when my mother was drum majorette at Sylacauga. I've got feet in both,
I got to interject here. When she told me that story on the phone, I said, we've got to get connected here somehow and share this.
Yeah, there's more to that story, but anyway, that we do have, and then I have a lot of, like Ted Price is my cousin. I have a lot of cousins, the Duffys, different ones that have been on.
He was a great athlete.
And Carl Mims, my cousin. So there's a lot of history there with both schools.
Now let her tell the story here. Now, when the parade, you remember the parade story?
Yeah.
Sylacauga, Comer, and each year they would shift who was going to lead.
Yeah, well, he's going to get me in trouble with my mom.
Oh, this is a good one.
You've been in trouble with her before, haven't you?
Yeah, but she doesn't know everything. But Mother was the drum majorette for Sylacauga High School, and B.B. Comer and Sylacauga would take turns. The majorettes would take turns of being in front of the parade. They would mix the bands together. They would march together, but the majorettes would take turns being in front of the parade. Well, the year Mother was a senior, there was a little bit of a controversy over who was supposed to be in front. And so my mother actually got into a little fight with the Comer majorette.
Oh, no.
Yeah. They ended up chasing Mother uptown, the band did, all the way to my granddaddy's studio. She ran upstairs.
Ladies and gentlemen, right here on Daybreak
You
Live.
hear it now. Like I said, I probably can't go home. But my mother was told she couldn't march that night, but it was my understanding, the way the story was told to me, Fest wasn't going to let her march because of that. And then the band said, well, we'll walk out if Mama doesn't march. So they ended up marching, and it ended up okay, but it was a little bit of a...
I knew your mom was feisty, but I didn't
She
know
was
that.
feisty, but the bad thing is, through the years, I've had people come up to me and say, I heard about that fight you had. And I'm like, no, it wasn't me. It was my mother.
Oh, have we still got room for players? Or
Actually, yes. Since we've got 2 tee times, we've got, I counted them this morning, got 16 teams signed up, and it's a separation between the 1 o'clock, the 8 o'clock tee time. And we've got a number of sponsors that's helped us out already. We got a few more that's called us, said, hey, we'd love to help you this year. We got to see them this coming week. And we've got some of the businesses around that are actually just supporting the tournament, but we've also got businesses supporting a player. So we got 2 separate things there, but the community's involved. And actually, I've got some phone calls saying, hey, I hear your tournament's coming up. When can I meet you? I want to share. And there's another special thing I've got to mention. You know, Jane Hare and I still talk often, and you know, good friends over the years. And you know, we lost Miss Hare, and so I'll be meeting Jane the 24th. I think it's the Frosty reunion, and she has some things that her mother has collected over the years, and so I'll be meeting with her and getting some things that she wants to share in her mother's honor.
Wow, that's good.
I'll tell more about that later, but there's a couple special things that I've already seen that you'll be interested in looking at.
So you're raising funds through several different areas of the tournament, and I'm sure you're raising money for people or businesses who want to sponsor this tournament.
All right, yep, we've got, if I don't mind me mentioning their names already, Brown's Auto, Rod Giddings, J Sports, Wright Tire, La Costa, Janet Jones, State Farm, Sylacauga Glass, Southern States Bank, and I could go on and on and on. Yep, they've all already stepped up this year. Now, I haven't bothered Biddy. We got Tubba, we got Mike Sawyer in our group, Lester Bryant. They all help us in some form, you know, putting this thing together that we do. This week, Biddy and Tubba are tied up. You know, Molly Grace is getting married this coming Saturday, so I'm not going over there this week. So I get my head cut off. So I'm staying back, but next week we'll all get together and bring all this together. We've got a lot of sponsors that's donated, you know, like a gift card for lunch or something like that we can give away.
Yebbi? No, you're excited.
I am. I'm excited to be able to see some people now after a whole year of sort of being recluse. But I'm looking forward to sharing. I'm working on my albums and things to take because there's so many pictures.
Will you have them on display there or something, or how do you do
I'm going to take some with me, but I have a lot of digital photos, and I have videos. I'm just going to let those run because there's thousands of photos on the page. But I'm going to try to, you know, bring some things that I think would be of interest that maybe people haven't seen, because there's still a lot of people that aren't on that Facebook page, you know.
Well, the more I look at this picture, I haven't changed that much.
No, you haven't. You know,
I knew it was you immediately.
you know, we went on back in the day when Coach Brooks was leading us. We played softball for about 12 years after high school. We ended up winning, I think 2 state championships out of that 12 years with this group right here.
So the tournament is
Saturday, May 15th, Sylacauga Country Club.
a month from today.
1 month from today. It's a 4-man scramble, $100 per player, and we'd love for you to join. Now, like I said, we've got 16 teams already, and but they're split up. So there's room at 8 o'clock. There's room at 1 o'clock. So we got plenty of room. Give us a call, Facebook me, send me an email.
See, that was a good thing last year. that you developed growing pains because of that situation last year.
Well, you got to get the word out, because in the first, when we first started this, on the Monday after the golf tournament, somebody said, "Hey, RC, when you having your golf tournament?" It was last Saturday.
Yeah.
No.
It was last Saturday. So we're trying to promote it more, get the word out more, share it more, so that everybody knows what we're trying to do here. So it hurt my feelings to have to say no to a couple teams because we didn't have enough golf carts. And I said, we're not gonna let that happen again. We're gonna find a way.
Yeah. Is Miss Clara one of your promoters?
Well, not in golf.
Okay.
For those, that's another story. Hey, Clara, I'm inviting you now on Jimmy Dale's TV program, and we will not talk about politics.
Oh, wow. And I guess there'll be food there too?
Oh, yeah. Laurie Darlings is going to supply the food, and everybody knows about Laurie Darlings. We got to decide whether you want fish or you want burgers. So she's waiting on it.
Fish is good.
Yeah, fish is good. Yeah. So Laurie Darlings from 11 to 1 will be the lunchtime with Laurie Darlings there, and then I'll probably run around trying to keep everything moving.
Yeah. Now, we normally honor someone, don't we do that?
Yes,
And,
we do.
I guess we're keeping that a secret, right?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
It's going to be special.
He'll be there or she'll be there?
They will be there.
Okay. All right. That sounds
Let
good.
me just say, it's going to be special.
All right. You don't want to miss that and
sounds
be a
exciting.
part of the golf tournament. And as we conclude the show this morning, Yebbi, if people are interested in more of your photos, how do they get in touch with you?
Well, if they're on Facebook, the Facebook page is Memories from Harmon Mims Studio Photography. So if you just search Memories from Harmon Mims Studio, it'll come up. So that's the easiest way to get in touch with me about the photographs. But if people want to know more information, my email is yebbic, which is real easy to remember, @gmail.com. I do get people who get in touch with me and send me pictures to share with the group. So, and that's a good thing. So, but come see me at the golf tournament.
Absolutely.
Bring your stories. I'd love to hear them. And I sometimes think people believe I have all the pictures at my home. When I first started, I had a man come to my door looking for a picture that was on the page. I don't have the pictures at my home. For the most part, these photographs are at the museum, and then the library has a lot of the collection. So
You may be able to see this picture at the tournament.
Right.
I'm the best looking guy in this picture.
yeah,
right
I think
here.
I'll
Right
frame
here,
that
right
one
here.
and put it on these two. These two will be framed.
There you go. There you go.
I've noticed a flaw in this one, though, that I've learned over the year. My right hand is too far back. It should have been closer to this guy's nose.
Yeah, you got a long way to go
I have a
on that
long
one.
way to go.
You learn, don't you?
I was just
Ready
trying
for
to
more
get
information about the golf tournament.
Randy Caine, 256-347-1035. Go by Biddy and Tubba's Hair Razors Beauty Shop. They got the forms. Facebook me. We've got it right here in front of you. I got the whole bit in front of me, the forms and so forth. So either at Biddy and Tubba's shop at Hair Razors on Norton or Facebook me and we'll get you set up.
All right, May 15th over at Sylacauga Country Club. It's going to be a fantastic day. You don't want to miss it. If you hit the golf ball, this is a place to be on May 15th.
But if you don't hit a golf ball, Yebbi is going to be sharing a lot of information.
Yeah.
That's right. There'll never be a dull moment. That is for sure. More Daybreak in a minute.